So then talk about the first meeting. During the first meetings, we profiled students who had received full scholarships and their college opportunities. When you were watching those slides and looking at those students, what did you think would happen to you?
Well, I was like, well, great, that's not going to be me because I'm not good at this one sport and I didn't get a county title or win states at this or have a 1530 on the SAT. It was a little bit discouraging at first to compare myself to students that were like that, because in my head I don't see myself as a student like that or who's really good at one thing, because I kind of just do what I do. So it was kind of scary at first because I was like, I'm nowhere near any of those kids, so that was kind of weird. But it was okay. It was motivating in the fact of like, I still have a year, 7 months to get there. And I was like, well, I can't just pick up a sport now, but I can do as much as I can do that's in my control to get to a student to make my profile look as similar or like comparable to one as possible.
You took it seriously. Why?
Well, because I had to. I knew that this is an opportunity for me to get information that I have no access to in other ways. It's just there's no time and I just don't have the resources to be able to get this information. So I was like, in my head, I was like, I have a goal and I want to get into the University of Chicago and it's happening. And I was like, this is the only way that I'll be able to do it, is if I follow it and I just do everything that I can. So when I put time into something, I don't just do it just to the bare minimum, because that's not productive and it's not worth it. So I knew that when I was there and when I was spending the 4 or 5 hours at these classes, I was going to make the most of it. And if these students were able to do it, then I know that there was a possibility that I would too. So I just took full advantage of resources that I wouldn't have normally.
So tell me about the conversation then between you and your friend. Your friend invites you to the meetings. You stay in the program.
Yeah.
Your friend drops out of the program. Talk to me about that conversation and bring me up to speed on the conversation when you received the acceptance to the University of Chicago.
Well, I was really upset when she didn't want to keep doing it, because as a student, you always think that, oh, I'll worry about it later. Or, oh, I'm just a junior, I don't need to worry about college now, I'll worry about it in the beginning of senior year. But I knew that I wouldn't have time to worry about it then. So the difference is that I knew that I would need to get a full scholarship, and I knew that I wanted to go to this school. And I think the difference between myself and my friend is that I knew where I wanted to go and I just needed the path to get me there, whereas some students don't even have that end goal in their head, so it's a lot harder to stay motivated when there isn't a dream school or a goal like that. And I think that was the biggest difference, where I knew that in order to get me to this goal, I would have to do these things, because I was a little bit far behind because I didn't have the money and I didn't have the test scores at the time, and I knew that there were barriers that I would have to cross, whereas my friend didn't really have that end goal. So like, she didn't really know that she would need to focus as much time on the college process as she needed to.